All right, I'm working out something here, and it's going to be kind of cool. Let's see. There we go. All right. Nope, that's the same old thing. Let's see. No, that's not going to work. Never mind. Let's see. Hang on. It might work. No, that's not going to work. Never mind. All right, we won't do that. Hey, how are you, everybody? Good morning. Hope your weekend went well. Hope your 4th of July went well. We have some really odd stories about 4th of July that took place over the weekend. One of which was, Friday morning we were talking about Brunswick's big extravaganza that they had, and my understanding is the big extravaganza wound up setting the marsh on fire. So that's not good. But no, I tend to not want to set the marsh on fire. I don't know, just one of those things. But it was bigger, badder, and better. So you do what you got to do, I suppose. But hopefully everything went well for you, and hopefully I don't know what happened with the fire. I don't know if they got it taken care of quickly and easily as they should have, or if it was something that was much worse. But I mean, I didn't hear about entire populations being ravaged and that kind of thing. So I'm assuming that it went okay as far as they're putting it out. But it was kind of ugly from based on the pictures I saw. And again, I wasn't in Brunswick. I wasn't there, so I can't say. But it did look pretty ugly. I'm actually trying to get into a position where I can show it to you, but I haven't been able to get that there yet. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Yeah, so here, let me get this set up here really quickly. Sorry, I'm show prepping as we do this, but again, this whole thing's new to me, along with it to everyone else. No, I didn't break it. Let's see. I get that. I want to add. Where is it? Yeah, that's where I want to do that right there. Grab one of these. Okay. Yeah, you'll if you were not at the City of Brunswick fireworks Friday night, this is what you missed. Oh man. Well, they did say they were going to have a much larger display than in previous years, and I'm going to say that qualifies. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's rough stuff there. But they had some issues there. Let's see. Did the marsh fire cause a rash of people on Facebook say, "What's that smell?" No, they've got other things that they have to say that. They have other things that they will jump in on board with that. Oh yeah, a lot of people on board this morning. We certainly appreciate it. Tune local. I got to be honest with you, I kind of tuned out instead of tuning local over the weekend. Hello. Lisa says good morning. Good morning. Bobby says good morning. Holy Ghost Trucker says it too. Thank you. I dreamed that up Friday morning. Yeah, I tend to. Hello, sir. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Happy Monday. I'll tell you a story because, like I said, we went away. Now, where did we go? We went to Jekyll, but it was a thing where we kind of made a promise to ourselves that we were going to remove ourselves from life, and just like, and this is a thing we planned. I don't know, a couple of months ago, really, and we decided we were going to honor it. We've got travel that we had planned for this month, and obviously life got in the way of some of other things that we had planned, but we are going to honor our travel commitment. So we had this weekend, and we're going to go away in a couple of weeks. So I won't be here doing a Monday or Tuesday feed in a couple of weeks, but I'm going to keep doing this. Things are starting to come together, by the way, on that front. And I'm kind of nearing some decisions. I've got a meeting today. I've got a meeting tomorrow. But as things are starting to materialize, one thing I'm going to do, I have the opportunity to, let's say, generate more revenue for myself just staying on the internet. But the reality is, I think people want this on the radio as well. So I kind of have to think about the longevity of this whole thing. And the longevity part of it says we probably need to get on the radio. And that's going to require partners. And that's going to require splitting some things. But I think still it's going to do well. I think everybody's going to be at least somewhat happy. And we'll see from there. But the plan right now does involve going and getting on the radio as well as staying on the web. So we'll check it out from there. So yeah, we were over on. In fact, I'll tell you what was funny is we went to Jekyll and we decided we were going to just kind of drop out from everything for a couple of days. And I had several people come up to me, like people I knew, people I didn't know, come up to me at Jekyll and go, "Hey, sorry to hear the news." And we're looking forward to whatever comes next. And I said, well, something's coming soon. So it was kind of neat. It was nice. People were good about that kind of thing. But in the overall, we had a nice time. It was Jekyll. How can you not have a nice time? Took the dogs, took everybody, took the whole family. And it was an adventure. And the dogs were in love with the beach. They were just, the smells, there's so many things that smell bad at the beach that you have to love it. And dogs love things that smell bad. So, so we sat and I had to spend a lot of, Mrs. Rifen actually had to work Saturday, 4th of July, because she works part-time for Jekyll now. And G-Man decided he was going to the movie Saturday. So, and they have a rule at the hotel that you can't leave the dogs alone in the room, which I understand, back, support, endorse, but it led to my pretty much taking them for a walk early. You can't really go do lunch somewhere. So I actually did room service, which I don't ever do. And then taking the dogs for a walk later, but mostly sitting in the hotel room and reading and watching a little TV. I will tell you, I tried to watch a little bit of the 24-hour Disney thing. Disney did 24 hours around the country and, in celebration of the 250th. And I would tune there and they would, this place, they'd go to different places around the country. Oh, this place is a terrific place. It's wonderful. And then they would say, but, there were slaves. And that's pretty awful. Pretty terrible stuff for the slaves and just awful, terrible. And then they go, here's New Orleans, Louisiana. What a wonderful thing. They added to our country, really allowed us to expand to the West. But they had slaves and they killed some of them. It was really terrible. It reminded me of the thing several years ago when I was doing the program. I remember coming on the air one day and saying, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. Hit me over the head with a bag of wet noodles or whatever if you have to when you hear me do this. But that is, I'm not going to qualify my praise for our country. And you hear that all the time. Oh, this is the greatest nation in the world. Yes, we've had our problems, but in the overall, it's the great. And nobody else does that for their country. Nobody else does that with their country. You go to France, they don't sit there and go, yes, we had a bloody revolution. We killed a lot of people for no reason, but yes. They don't do that. You don't go to England and the horrible history of so much of that country. And they don't look at that. They just show pride in their country. But we're the only country, I think, on earth that can't just be proud of their country. They have to spend copious amounts of time recognizing the terrible things that have happened in this country or else. And it's ridiculous. It's one of the reasons, when people sit there and talk about the teaching of history in schools and you see the liberal opponents of teaching, good things about the country. And they'll also, you just don't want to teach about the terrible things. We don't want to just teach about the terrible things. We want to teach about the good things and point out that they were good. But like every time, and I tried several times throughout the day, and it was that at one point it was, this is a great place. Why is it a great place? Well, look at these two gay husband and wife, whatever. That's not what makes America great. I hate to tell you. In fact, that's only been around for like 11 years. But it just like it was a relentless parade of let's denigrate the country while pretending to praise the country. And that is a thing of the left. Again, you can't just praise the country. You have to spend time dwelling on the bad things that have happened in this country. And again, dwelling on slavery as if it's a unique to America institution when it is actually a unique to all of humankind institution is just ridiculous. And dwelling on the bad things that happen in the country when you're supposed to be celebrating the good things, I don't get it. So anyway, we stayed away from all that. Watched the fireworks display. Went back and I finally gave the Disney thing one last chance, and I was glad I did because it was like 10 o'clock at night or something, and they started the Nashville celebration. And I don't know if you saw any of that Nashville celebration, but it was unbelievable. I mean, the Washington one that eventually happened, which I didn't realize it was that far delayed. That's how out of it I was over the weekend. But the Nashville celebration was unreal. It was never seen the likes of it because they had a drone show, they had a massive fireworks show, they had this Nashville Symphony there. It was great. It was great. So I was glad ABC finally did something that was nice. I'm glad ABC finally did something that showed some pride in our country. That was lovely to see. But I'll tell you the honest to goodness truth, most of my TV watching, if I wasn't reading on the 4th of July, most of my TV watching was on that Kelsey Grammer show. What is it? Legends and Lies or whatever it is with had Kelsey Grammer. It was weird because Kelsey Grammer would kind of host it. But then when it was time to show film footage and narrate it, they had Dermot Mulroney narrating it. I mean, it's like, you got Kelsey. Why not just use? No, you're not going to use Kelsey. All right. But it was a lot better than watching the Disney thing where they just literally could not say anything nice about the country without qualifying it with something terrible. It's almost like they knew some liberal scold was sitting over their shoulder, just waiting for them to say the bad. Oh, you said something nice. You better say something bad. It's like they think balance is if you say something nice about the country, you have to balance it by saying something terrible about the country. And again, there's no other country that is this self-loathing on the planet. It makes me sad. So that's why years ago I noticed this trend. And that's why years ago I always said, you guys just hit me in the head. Do something if you hear me doing this again, because I vow never to do this again. I don't qualify my praise for the country. It doesn't mean I'll never talk about any bad thing that has ever happened in this country, but I don't qualify my praise every single time. Holy Ghost Trucker, it rained yesterday, was bad. An hour and a half for it to clear up. The weird thing is I heard the thunder. I saw some lightning. I saw people's footage on Facebook. Never once did I actually see the rain itself. I don't know what happened. I don't know where I was. I don't know if I fell asleep. I don't know what happened. But I saw everybody else's footage, so I know it was there. And I know it was rough. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Glad to be back. Missed Friday. Any word from? Yes. I have some paperwork. It is not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's probably not acceptable either. And we'll get that worked out. But it may just be a thing where I just ignore them totally, tell you the truth. They're sending me these notes already. Now they sent me the paperwork Thursday midday, and then Thursday afternoon they deleted the paperwork, sent me new paperwork. And when you look at the paperwork, it says you have 45 days to sign it or you don't sign it. And already Sunday night they were sending me a thing, hey, reminder, you haven't signed your paperwork yet. And it's funny because, I look at the terms in the paperwork and I go, no, that I really want to sign this. I don't know. But, we'll see. Joanne, hi. I hope I see you tomorrow, Joanne. Brad Cooper should be back. Hey, you never know. Henry, there's a guy who could be a backup too. Henry Ball. Donna. Well, yeah, I try. Only in America does crime create celebrity. No doubt about that. Yeah, the Nashville thing, I got to give them credit. Nashville completely shredded it. Absolutely completely shredded it. How about New York's ticketed show? No, I didn't see that one. We'll have to talk about that one at some point. Juneteenth is my Independence Day crowd. Saddens me. Me too. Because I think Juneteenth is worthy of celebration, but I don't think it's a substitute for Independence Day. I feel like Juneteenth, there are people who use it as a kind of a separatist holiday in place of Independence Day. And I think that is, and I actually saw some people a couple of years ago, really made me sad. They had a shirt and it had Independence Day on it and it was crossed out and Juneteenth underneath. And, to me, the 4th of July, Independence Day itself, is the beginning of a process that resulted in Juneteenth. You don't have Juneteenth unless you have July 4th. You just don't. And I'm sorry for people who think that it's some, organic of itself, self-contained thing, but it's not. It's but I agree with you, and I agree with celebrating Juneteenth because I feel like that is a very big fulfillment of what the founders started to promise in the Declaration of Independence and then on into the Constitution. I'm with you totally. 147 checking in. We appreciate you being there, sir. Very strange. Clouds are dark. Heard a lot of thunder. Never. Yeah, I don't know that I got any rain here. But I watched footage of people. It was awful, awful. Internet's been out for 4 days, just catching you by chance while out this morning. Vote for radio and internet. Oh yeah, no, it's been a lot of that. It's been a lot of that. Yeah, for a lot of people it did. A lot of people it did. Let's see. On a similar point to Disney, see Action News Jacks about American 250 discuss the Civil War activities around. Why discuss the Civil War? Again, because they can't not. They can't stay away from it. Let's see. We would have nothing. It wasn't exactly. Way to sum that up so nicely, so quickly, so eloquently. Thank you very much. That's exactly right. We don't have Juneteenth if it's not for July 4th. We don't have anything if it's not for July 4th. There you go. Also, like the time slot chosen, 60 minutes a day would be appreciated. I will tell you that we will be on in this time slot and we will be on in this format, but there will be more because there has to be more. And we'll take calls. Now, I will tell you this. I was talking last week and saying that we were going to probably be testing phones this week. The way things are developing, I don't know that we're testing phones this week. And that's not a setback. It's just kind of another pivot. Again, there are a lot of moving parts right now. So we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, I don't know that we're actually going to wind up testing the phones this week like I thought we were originally going to, because we may be using a different setup for the phones than the original one that I thought we were going to use. So we'll see. But again, guys, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Regardless, even if you're not going to watch it on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube because it gets us to a certain point where you can get recognized and noticed a lot better. Let's see. Flash flood warning was issued in Sterling. Got a lot of rain and lightning. Never lost power. Thank goodness. That is good. We had a blip. We had just a tiny little blip, and that was about it. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay, never mind. Quick update. Chappell's attorney filed the final word in his habeas Thursday. The hay is in the barn, waiting to hear from the judge for the final ruling. I so hope that you and everybody get what they have tried so long to get, and that is an exoneration for Mike Chappell. And Henry, at the end of the day, that guy gets out and does not give you a gigantic hug. Something is very wrong, because you have worked and sacrificed and pushed to make sure that Mike Chappell is released from prison after all of these years. And if it happens, God bless you, because you have given so much of yourself to that. And if anybody has not read, he's got a couple of books now. I think the second one's out, right, Henry? He's got a couple of books out. One is called Michael Chappell, where he builds his case to say basically Mike Chappell did not kill anybody. And then there's a book called Killing Henry, which kind of goes through the process of his trying to bring this to light and the forces that have conspired against him to keep it under wraps, and forces that you wouldn't believe where they come from sometimes. So it's interesting. Thankful you're here, and YouTube Morning Radio sucks without you, but I've been asking people to subscribe. Yeah, please keep subscribing. The numbers keep going up, which is good. And we'll, we're gonna do something. And my hope is that we'll have a decision in the next week. And again, please don't 100% hold me to this, but my hope is that we'll have something in the next week. And, my belief is whatever it is we wind up doing, hopefully we'll be able to, we're at 599 subscribers. Well, we need one more subscriber. And then we need to get more beyond that. You like that we can see Facebook messages on the screen? Can they say YouTube comments? Well, you tell me. You tell me, Brad. But anyway, my hope for everything is to be able to start everything at the beginning of August. That gets kind of my slate clean a little bit and allows us to kind of move forward with a nice starting point. But yeah, we're sitting, I'm looking right now, we're at 599. We want to get to 1,000 because apparently that's when things start happening. But let's just set a smaller goal right now of 600. And setting that goal should be pretty easy. I will tell you the other thing that I got to spend a lot of time doing this weekend, and that is fighting Nigerians for my X account, which I am currently losing really badly. I spent a lot of the weekend going back and forth as they tried to bump me out of my account, and they have locked me out as of overnight. In fact, I woke up at 1 o'clock this morning going, I wonder what's going on with my account. And I went and resecured my account. And then when I got up this morning, they had locked me out of it. I have filed numerous complaints with X. I've done everything I could. And yeah, I'm officially locked out of my X account. So if I start sending you weird links in X, it ain't me. Just know that. It's just know it's not me. Hey, Holy Ghost Trucker, you're from the Savannah contingent. Did I see right a report over the weekend that parts of downtown Savannah lost power on the 4th of July, like that night? Did I see that correctly, or am I just totally misremembering some news story that I did see? Because I will swear that was the thing that I saw. Also, speaking of Savannah, we got a couple things to get into here. 1, 7 people shot on Hilton Head Island. 7. Oh, I just hit 600. Let's see. Did Shannon Hutchinson put us over the top at 600? 602. Woohoo! All right, so we're on our way to let's make 7 our next goal. 7's the next goal. Again, 1,000 is the ultimate goal, but we're trying to do baby steps here. So we're 98 away from 700. So let's keep that focus in mind. But anyway, so yeah, let's go back to the story. Hilton Head Island. This is horrid. 7 people shot Saturday night, 4th of July, at Colony Beach after a fight broke out between 2 groups in the public beach access area, according to Beaufort County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff's Office Communications Center received multiple calls reporting gunshots near Colony Beach shortly after 8:20 p.m. By the way, this is WTOC staff. This is from WTOC. The Sheriff's Office Communications Center received multiple calls reporting gunshots after 8:20 p.m. Deputies already working in the area responded as additional information came in. Authorities said the incident appeared to have started as a fight between 2 groups. This happened. Oh, so, okay. Hang on a sec. Okay. I'm sorry. The one thing about the comments, people like having the comments. I like the comments, but I will say that the comments do distract me and make me start talking about other things. So I'm sorry. I'll ignore the comments for now because I do see Henry said something that I want to update with. But let me go back to this. Do you notice this? This happened several months ago. There was a shooting in Savannah, and they kept saying there was a disagreement between 2 groups. These 2 groups, remember that? We made a huge deal about this at the time. 2 groups were having a disagreement, and there were people shot. What groups are they? What groups? What do you mean when you say groups? They did the same thing. And I don't think it was Beaufort County. I think it was somewhere in Savannah itself. But they did 2 groups. You know what you mean. Just say it. I mean, okay. According to all 7 victims suffered what appear to be non-fatal gunshot wounds and received medical attention at local hospitals. According to Beaufort County Sheriff's Office, 4 people have been arrested. Multiple guns were also recovered from the scene. So here's who's been arrested. Jaden Hawes, 18. Quasier Davis, 17. Quasier did not get up and have a good hair day, by the way. Marcelo Royal, 17, all charged with attempted murder, possession of a weapon during violent crime, and aggravated breach peace. Davis and Royal have an additional charge of unlawful possession of a weapon. And then Christopher Capers, age 17, accessory after the fact. Yeah, groups, 2 groups. Because they don't want to say gangs. That's why. I mean, it's very clear they just don't want to say gangs. So instead they'll say groups. That drives me nuts. Just say it. You know, one of the reasons that I think we've got a problem with gangs in this area is because law enforcement for so long has tried to ignore, they tried to ignore gangs. And, it's not officially a gang. It's not really legally meeting the criterion for gang. Well, so you're going to wait to take action until it does? And so here we are. But, so the 4 guys arrested, 7 people shot on Hilton Head during the 4th of July. Groups, gangs, tribes. Well, I mean, it does make a difference in that people know what gangs are. And when you say, oh, it's just 2 groups, it makes it sound less than what it is, which is an actual criminal organization. Otherwise, it just sounds like 2 people showed up and their cooler. They both wanted to put their cooler in the same spot on the beach and they couldn't. So 7 people got shot. And I promise you, that's not the way that went down. Promise you, that's not the way that went down. Also, I want to give you this one from News4Jax. Based on the oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Can't have a panic on our hands on the 4th of July. Let's not say shark. Okay. Strong storms caused damage to a hangar roof at Brunswick Golden Isles Airport Sunday. This shouldn't be a shock because people are these buildings are all like corrugated steel buildings. Or corrugated, yeah. And like we've got one, or I say we, it's not we anymore. The radio station has one out back. And it gets, every time there's some bad weather event, particularly if it's windy, there will be some issue with the roof. It'll just get blown all over the place. This stuff's real thin. According to the National Weather Service, wind gusts topping 50 miles an hour were reported in the area as a storm passed through Sunday evening. Wings of Grace Ministries Incorporated, and this is where I wanted to go with this. Wings of Grace Ministries Incorporated, a nonprofit organization with offices inside the hangar, posted photos of the damage on social media and put out a call for help. Hoping the airport has insurance that covers the structure for weather damage, but they will not cover the inside, the organization wrote on Facebook, needing volunteers to help us dry it out and do repairs on damage caused and will continue to be caused by all the water until we can stop water. Heavy rain also led to a flash flood warning and later a flood warning for Glenn County, with a weather station in Dock Junction reporting 4.6 inches of rain in just an hour. That's 4.6 in just an hour? Really? But anyway, so, and this is a charitable organization, obviously, Wings of Grace Ministries, and certainly they need some assistance. So if you want, let's know it. Let's see. Don't know if you already know this, but you can slow down the chat in your chat settings. It allows one comment. It only allows one comment every 10 seconds. No, but I mean, I'm not gonna do that to you guys. I'm gonna let you put what's out there. I've just got to use some self-discipline. That's all. Let's see. Should have renters and should. Well, yeah, should. We'll see. But again, charitable organization, ministry, and it may be a thing that you can help out with. Who knows? Thanks for streaming on YouTube. I can listen with the screen off while driving. There you go. And a lot of people don't get that yet. And that's why I'm also talking to some radio partners so that we can do this on the radio as well. And again, it's what it's going to mean is a reduction in my personal income over this, but I think it's the right thing to do for the long-term preservation of the program. And we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, I'm excited to be doing YouTube. I'm excited to be doing the Facebook thing. Somebody mentioned the other day you should just start your own thing and leave Facebook, but it's like Facebook is where everybody is. You know, you kind of have to go where the people are going, and the people are there. So, yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you have a great day. The weather looks really nice so far. I don't know what it's planning on doing later today. Let's take a look at that really quickly, just so we can make sure everybody's aware of everything that's happening. That's the wrong thing. Yeah, I don't see any rain until maybe dinner time. Let's pull up the better. There we go. There we go. More comfortable with that interface. So yeah, so 78 or high, no, 78 right now. Okay. So high 96 today. Well, my AC is going to be working overtime again today. And it doesn't look like, yeah, there's maybe peaks out at about a 24% chance of rain during the 5 o'clock hour. So not too bad. Not too bad. Try and have a great day. We have jury. I'm familiar with that concept. I understand fully. By the way, there is tomorrow morning, I guess, is the court date for the hearing for the podcast guy and Kenny Cruz. Kenny Cruz has filed a stalking against him, which I think he's got a really solid case for, despite anything the other guy is saying. Which just know that about 88% of what that other guy says is not true in any venue ever. And take it for what it's worth from there. So yeah, and I'm gonna go to that hearing and I'm gonna show support for Kenny on that one because he's been badgered to death. And when he takes action against being badgered to death, he gets lied about. And it's ridiculous. And I know because I've had similar happen, but I haven't been badgered to the degree that he has. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go to that hearing tomorrow, and if you got some time at 9:30 tomorrow, show up. It's it's going to be interesting. That's what I'll say. All right. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here for the day. Have a great day. Know that again, yes, I've got a meeting this afternoon. I've got a meeting tomorrow. And after that, I think things are going to start getting clearer about the path forward and the direction forward. But, I spent a lot of time, obviously we were away for the weekend. And spent a lot of time, again, I was stuck in the room by myself for a while. So I got to spend a lot of time just kind of thinking about what meetings and discussions have already been had, what is coming up, and what kind of I want. And I think I will tell you that I came back from our trip yesterday with a much clearer idea of what I want to do. And I had a pretty clear idea before, but the path to get to there, I guess is what I'm saying, was much clearer. This afternoon's meeting will probably not affect a lot of this too much. And then tomorrow, that meeting may affect a lot of things. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But we'll figure it out over time. Yes, I know how to add guests. Yes, I know how to add guests. Thank you, though. I'm just not adding guests right now because it's not what I'm doing. So anyway, got to get out of here. Subscribe, share it so that other people can subscribe. If you know anybody at X who can help me get my account back from the Nigerians, I would appreciate that as well. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, and we'll do this thing all over again. All right. Have fun.